Atlanta's been blessed with great leadership. And now we have a young man who's done a phenomenal job. He's done a job in 2 years that many say it probably would have taken 8 years to get it done. He's one that is a leader of courage. He's one that I don't know where he gets his energy, but he works 24/7, and when necessary, throws in another hour and gets 25 hours in a week. But he's been one who's stood up, who's led this city through early challenges when he came in, and I know that where we're headed as a city is because of his great leadership. And he has a phenomenal team with a city council president and a city council that works hard to make a difference. Please join me in welcoming our mayor, phenomenal leader, Mayor Kasim Reed.
I came here to let y'all know I'm ready to go. I want to start by thanking my friend Tommy Dortch, the chairman of the Atlanta Business League, an extraordinary local leader that we are lucky to have. I want to thank Leona Bar Davenport for continuing to build the Atlanta Business League. It was founded in 1933 and has continued to exist all of this time. I want to thank my friend, Chairman John Eves, who served on the round table that helped to create the project list and who leads Fulton County so ably. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. You all, this is important. This is important. We have Nancy Flake with the Atlanta Urban League. We've got Janice Mathis with the Rainbow Coalition, Rainbow Push Coalition, who's supporting this. And Tommy Dortch, the leader of the CAB, the leader of Fulton, the leader of Atlanta. You all, we did what everybody in America has been telling people you wanted to do. You had 18 Republicans and Democrats from rural and urban look at the future of the region and vote unanimously. Pare down a list from more than $20 billion down to a list of $6.14 billion and pass it unanimously. And then take it out and put it up for a vote. So we're not placing a burden on you. You'll have an opportunity to vote on something for yourself. But I need you all to understand and remember and to go text, call, phone, email, Facebook, Twitter, all of your friends and tell them that just surviving leads to just surviving. In the city of Atlanta and in the state of Georgia, we've lost 200,000 jobs since the year 2007. We've lost 50,000 construction jobs since the year 2007. You all, that hurt doesn't have a color on it. And you all know as well as anybody, when the unemployment rate spikes for everybody else, it does even more damage to black people, Latino people, and rural people. So you know that our communities are hurting even more. Now, we have a solution that your leaders have stood behind, that John Eves is standing behind, that I'm standing behind, that the city council is standing behind. And it's going to help create transportation mobility like we've never seen, but it's also going to help us build an infrastructure for the future. And it's going to put $600 million a year into this local economy. Now, some of our friends have said, but it won't help minority and women businesses enough. You all, that's just flat out not true. Let me tell you why. Show me another city in the United States of America that has a longer, more distinguished history since Maynard Jackson was mayor of this city for doing business with women and minority businesses in America. Show me one. Now, you got $600 million that's going to be spent with MARTA that has robust women and minority and small business inclusion. You've got another $600 million that's going to be spent when we pass this measure, that's going to be spent with the Atlanta Beltline to give you last-mile connectivity. You've got $850 million that's going to be spent in DeKalb County, which also has a robust minority and women business program. I don't know about your math, but that adds up to $2 billion, which is about a third of the overall $6.14 billion. So folks who are saying that minorities and women in small business aren't going to have a seat at the table are telling you not to believe your own experience in your own eyes. DeKalb does business with minorities, Fulton County does business with women and minorities, Atlanta does business with women and minorities, and MARTA does business with women and minorities. So let's put the facts on the table. Now, another thing. I've been reading a whole lot about polls about whether or not this is going to win. Well, let me tell you something. Take it from somebody who knows how to win for when I'm behind. I know a little bit about that. I spent 2 years behind. So y'all have to excuse me for not getting nervous when we got 2 weeks to go. When we polled on the municipal option sales tax in the city of Atlanta, it says that there was no way in a Republican primary that the municipal option sales tax was going to pass. It passed with 86% of the vote in a Republican primary. Don't tell me about what it takes to win. We're going to win this election. Now, now, I've seen one poll that said we were down by 10 points. I've seen another poll that said we were down by 10. And this is my challenge. Any news organization that has a poll, we have a poll that says the poll is 38-41. It's an 800 sample poll, which is in the 3% margin of error, which means it's basically neck and neck, dead even. Now, I'll be honest. We didn't want to show our polls because the poll that we took before that was better, right? But we've got to be straight with folks. And all I'm asking you to do is call balls and strikes. So if you think your poll is right, I'll take my poll, and your pollster and my pollster should pick a third independent poll and let them do a poll and publicize it on your television stations. I think it'll show that it's dead even, but the public deserves to have the facts, and the facts are that this is going to be a close election. And let me clarify another thing for y'all. Don't have to clap because I'm going. We're going in. This election, if you gave every single person in the 10-county region a day off, put the election on Saturday, and emailed everybody 100 times, and God gave us flawless weather, was never going to pass by more than 54%. Do you understand me? So don't get nervous about it being a close election, and don't get nervous about the ups or downs of campaigns. But I need you all to fight for this thing. You know, I was with Bill Clinton a few weeks ago. We were in Chicago. And he was talking about how important it is that we pass this in Atlanta because people all over the world are watching to see what we're doing in Atlanta. Look in the New York Times. Look in the Chicago Times. Look in the Los Angeles Times. Look in Barron's. Look in The Economist. They are looking to see whether Atlanta is going to step up and solve a problem in a bipartisan way that nobody else in the Southeast has been able to take on. And I was feeling a little down. And Bill Clinton put his arms around me. He said, you know what? You sound like it's going pretty rough for you down there. He said, but you need to remember this, Kasim. He said, you need to remember this. He said, just think about Lincoln, for goodness sakes. He said, in the teeth of the Civil War, Lincoln created the National Academy of Sciences. He made the decision to build the Intercontinental Railroad. He made the decision to establish land-grant colleges, which is why we have an incredible university system in America. And he made the decision to provide homestead exemptions so that we could settle the West. So the next time you think you have it hard, think about Lincoln, because he was fighting the Civil War at the time. Don't tell me about high unemployment, about tough times. This is what we do in Atlanta. And the other thing I want to say is this. Folks need to stop rooting against this region. I want y'all to hear that. Y'all remember 6 years ago, when you lost a job, you knew there were 2 or 3 or 4 other jobs that you could go out and get. Right now, you go to work on pins and needles, praying that you don't lose your job, because there's nothing else out there. I want you all to have opportunities again. I want you to have a robust economy that allows you to go and do other things. And folks who are on the other side of this debate hadn't put up one single solution that you can put together in more than 5 years. Now, I know there's a lot of talking in the street, but if anybody wants to have a serious debate about this, you tell me where to meet them. I'll meet them anytime, any place, and we can have the debate. And let's see, and let's photograph it, and let's see who knows what they're talking about. Because I'm here to tell you, I'm going all out for this. And I believe in the Winston Churchill motto, I smile when I fight. I love to fight. And I'm telling you, we did what you asked us to do. Y'all say that y'all are sick of the partisanship in Washington. We did this in a bipartisan way. Y'all say that y'all are sick about black folk being against white folks. We did it in a biracial way. Y'all said that y'all are sick of rural against urban. We did it with rural and urban. Now, I'm fine with the debate. We can have a debate. But by goodness, let's call balls and strikes. And let's make sure that you decide the election around real information. Because what I'm here to tell you is that if you spend $600 million every single year, that your future in this town is going to be better, that you're going to get homes to your family and your children faster, and that you're going to be a part of the most dynamic economy in the Southeast. That's what I'm here to tell you. And when other folks tell you why you shouldn't be for this, you need to tell me what is the alternative that you can present that's going to take place in the next few years. What is the alternative that's going to help MARTA get $600 million? What's the alternative that's going to help build the Atlanta Beltline? What's the alternative that's going to help provide direct service into the cab, first on a bus line, then on a train? I need you all. I want to be real clear. I need you all. So I'm going to be knocking on every door. I'm going to be calling. I'm going to be tweeting. I'm going to be texting because we need to win this thing, you all. Think about the city that you sit in. Now, I know, we get spoiled being in the city of Atlanta, but you all know when y'all not in the city of Atlanta, y'all pop y'all collars because other people want to know how it is we do what we do in this town. If you didn't have a MARTA, you all, we would not have won the 1996 Olympic Games. Sam Massell and Ivan Allen conceived MARTA. MARTA only passed by 1,000 votes and was rejected in 2 other counties. No MARTA, no city of Atlanta. Ambassador Andrew Young and Michael Lomax, John Eves is my colleagues here, made the decision to build Georgia 400. Can you imagine Buckhead without Georgia 400 right now? They tore the bark off of them at the time. Had a lot of people running around talking about how wrong they are, just like we do right now. Ambassador Andrew Young made the decision to build a Carter Presidential Parkway. It opened up all of East Atlanta, and it's the reason that East Atlanta is thriving right now. Folks were against him, too. Ivan Allen made a decision to build the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, and we didn't even have a baseball team, you all. The Atlanta Braves were still the Milwaukee Braves. Don't be tricked, you all. Don't be tricked. You all know that if unemployment stays at 8.2 or 8.3%, it's actually 14% for the African American community. And you know if unemployment comes down, then unemployment comes down for the African American community. And you know if our governments are strong because of our employee base, then more African Americans retain their unemployment. I don't know what other governments did, but I've stopped laying off people in the city of Atlanta, balanced 3 budgets in the city of Atlanta, put $100 million in the bank in the city of Atlanta, to address the $1.5 billion pension system. So you gotta excuse me. You gotta excuse me if I tell you that we need the 15% that we're gonna get back as a city to build our infrastructure. Everybody, when you all leave here, I want y'all to take the rest of the day off after 5 o'clock if you're a City of Atlanta employee. And I want y'all to wake up tomorrow. I want y'all to wake up tomorrow because we're going to win this thing. We're going to win this thing. We're going to win this thing.